Let's keep this nice and simple. Donuts are pretty boring, and tanks are less boring. So let's put the two together and make a donut tank in Blender. After all, donuts are just more interesting when they have guns. Let's go. Okay, I'm starting off with just a basic little donut. If you want to make something like this, you can just check out my donut making tutorial. Super useful, super helpful, and super efficient. Unfortunately, I gotta keep everything as like different objects because of the material I set up for the sprinkles. So we're just gonna rotate this guy. 2D view, let's scale him down a little bit. We want to make some treads with this. So I'm going to add in a cube as well. Scale this down, scale it way out. Maybe something like that would be good. Okay, now we can grab these edges right here, scale them in just like that. Let's bring these guys down a little bit as well. Perfect. Okay, now we can grab every single edge. Just press Control B. And then use our mouse wheel, just adjust that, make it look like a nice curve. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna grab all these little inside edges right here, hop over to proportional editing. We'll go sharp SZ and just bring those in a little bit more, and then take proportional editing off. Grab this edge and just make it look nice and round. Beautiful. Okay, SY, scale you down so it looks normal. Auto smooth you, of course. Let's see, that's a pretty good angle. I like that. Okay, now we're gonna grab you, I to inset, go. Oh, that's a good thickness. Okay, extrude you inward, just like this. Oh, I don't want to go through to the other side. Let's see. Should I just delete this face? Right there is perfect. Scale you up a tiny bit more. Okay, now we can hide this guy. Select our donut real quick, and now we can start making some beautiful looking treads. Oh, I'm gonna have so many tries from doing this. I should have done the sprinkles a better way. It's a very high poly tank. Alright, we might just have to suffer through boring sprinkle colors just so I can save on tries. Let's hide this guy, select our entire donut, and unfortunately join them together. Now we're just gonna have random solid color sprinkles. That looks kind of stupid, but hey, it's gonna be low poly, and that's what we really care about. Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, Shift D, and we're basically set. That looks insane. Okay, one thing I will do though, I'm gonna grab all the donuts like this. Let's join them. Actually, we want to keep them separated for the, little bit of separation sprinkle colors. Now, let's actually bring this guy like way forward, and I'm gonna bring this out a little bit more. Yeah, about out to there. So now let's grab all the donuts. All the donuts. Bring you out. Yeah, there we go. Because now they're like sticking out a little bit. That looks better. Just gonna make this guy basically the same color as the donuts. A little bit of texture on there. And then let's take the inside, actually including the inside ring. Let's make a new material, and we're gonna make this one just a little bit of a darker brown. Like about, a little chocolatey color. I like that. Here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna join them first. So that way, I can move you like down here, just set the origin to the center, and now I can mirror it over to the other side, y-axis, there we go. Back into edit mode, I'm gonna move you down just a tiny bit more. That's a little too much. Perfect. Now we can go back to object mode, apply that modifier. Let's give this thing a base as well. Let's grab my two inside faces. We're just gonna press I, edge select, then we can just go bridge edge loops, eventually. There we go. And now let's separate this and give it a new material, just like that. Perfect. Okay, now grab you, and let's give it that dark brown we were using for this. I think it was this material. So right over here, tab into edit mode and assign. Perfect. Now I'm going to separate one of the treads because I realized I forgot to grab one of the original donuts. So grab you, tab into edit mode, and now that we're in a 2D view, we can just go to our wireframe select. Okay, I'm going to grab all the faces of one of these donuts so I can separate them because I kind of forgot to do that earlier. So we're just going to select all the faces in the corner, just like that. Don't want to hit the other donut at all. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, we're just going to separate that donut now. And now we can press Shift D. Oh, not all of them. Shift D on this donut. RX -90. Perfect. Set the origin to geometry. Alt G to center it in the viewport. And then scale you way up. Just like that. Perfect. And we got a nice thick donut on top of the tank. I'm going to join these together as well, just so we don't have one like weird colored donut. Now Shift A for a cylinder. Scale you down. We're just going to want to have this guy popping right out of the center of that donut. So about right there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, shade smooth, of course, and auto smooth. Let's grab the top of you, bring it down here, just give it a nice round bevel. Perfect. And then for color, let's just keep it at beige. I really like that color. And actually, we're going to want this guy a little bit higher. So now, if we go back into edit mode, we can actually Shift D, duplicate this face, RY 90 degrees, just bring you out on the x-axis, down a little bit, scale it. Now after we move it in, we can extrude this out as far as we need to, and make a nice little barrel for our tank. Oh, that looks kind of sick. Oh, I do realize though, I forgot to add a little hole for the barrel. Let's press I to inset that, about that far. Now we can just extrude this inward a little bit. Actually, we can go pretty far. Maybe about to there, just scale it in. Yeah, now we got a nice hole for the tank to shoot out of. Now I'm gonna grab the base of this donut right here and separate it just like that. So now this frosting is a separate mesh, and now we can just duplicate it if we want to, and just kind of stack it around the tank. Have a little frosting there, a little bit sticking out right here. Yeah, we can just straight up cover this thing in frosting. Yeah, let's move these guys inward just so we don't have like, you know, stuff sticking out of the treads. That all looks good. Okay, now let's select all these frosting tops, join them, and tab into edit mode. With proportional editing, let's go back to smooth, and now we're just gonna mess around with these faces. It's gonna be hecka laggy until we get some nice natural looking frosting patterns. Yeah, this already looks a little bit better. Okay, now the next step might crash my PC. The donut tank is almost done, but I'm gonna try to separate all of these by object so that every single one of these cylinders is a different mesh. A to select everything, right click, separate by loose parts. This will either crash my PC or make the coolest looking sprinkle pattern ever. Just give me some good luck, boys. It worked! Oh my gosh! Dang, wait, if I let go, come on, give me some rainbow colors. I can't even move around. It's like frozen stuck. Oh my gosh, it worked. That's actually kind of sick looking. If I had more time, I might put like some sprinkles over the treads and stuff. But honestly, this looks pretty sick. Yo, you could do some damage with this thing. Yeah, donuts can be weaponized, so just be careful. This donut might even turn on me. So be careful when handling donuts, but just have some fun.